Hey chess lovers and friends, I'm just from having a lovely game that featured the Alapin Gambit, not to be confused with the Alapine variation by the way. Here is the difference. We play the Alapine variation against the Sicilian defense. This is where we go pawn to c3 on the second move and then play pawn to d4 on the third move like this, so that at the end of the day we may remain with 2 pawns on the center of the board. While the Alapin Gambit occurs in the French defense after e4 and pawn to e6, and then after pawn to d4 and d5, you don't take or advance, you don't even play knight c3, but rather go bishop e3, sacrificing the e pawn. For what? Well, for quick development and a more active game. Can you play this in classical chess or in serious OTB tournaments? Hell yeah! Masters have tried this opening with much success. You can see in the Masters database, white players win about 30% and black players win about 30% as well. And there's a higher chance for your game to end in a draw. As you can see, this is the Masters database by the way, so this is a very decent opening to play against the French if you want to avoid the French or if you just want to have fun. What about in the Lichess database? 53% win rate for white. Come on you guys, the Alapin Gambit is the real deal. And I'm not going to repeat content because I have a full video on this gambit which has popped up in the card above. You can watch that, a quick revision. If pawn takes, the idea is to go knight d2. So we start developing all our minor pieces in a way of attacking this e4 pawn. If knight f6 for example, we go pawn to c3, wanting to put our queen on c2. If pawn to b6, we go pawn to g3. If bishop b7, we go bishop g2. So you can see all we are doing is developing our pieces in a way of targeting this misplaced pawn. So after bishop e7, we go queen c2. For example, after castle short, you can just go ahead and take on e4. After knight takes, you go bishop takes, and after bishop takes, you go queen takes. And now the game is completely equal. Plus, you are attacking this poor rook if black doesn't do a thing about that. But you see, after playing bishop e3, and then black takes, and then you play knight d2, some of your opponents will try to hold on to their e4 pawn. But the move to always remember on move number 5 is pawn to f3. In fact, there is nothing to memorize here if you think about it. This is called the minority attack in chess. For example, pawn to f3 kind of forces e takes, and now you see these weaknesses that I'm talking about. Yes, you are down a pawn, but you are way ahead in development, and according to Stockfish, this is very much equal. White has a slight advantage. Open to, if knight f6 is played, you just continue putting your pieces on their potential squares. If bishop d6, you can even go queen e2. Maybe you want to play bishop g5 and then win back your pawn. If they castle short, which is the top played move, the good part of the Alapin Gambit is you can also castle long and then start attacking on the side of the board where you have a few number of pawns. Again, launching the minority attack. But before we proceed, I have some bad news for you guys. This will probably be your last time to hear my voice ever again, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, because that's just how the YouTube algorithm works. So be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Let's go. Right, another game. I'm playing against a 1709 rated opponent, and there we see the French defense. Could this be a positional player? One thing I know about Sicilian defense players and French defense players is that they know their theory very well. So let me try to take my opponent out of his prep. I'm going to play the Alapin Gambit, which is not so common. So the idea is to take my opponent out of his comfort zone by sacrificing my e-pawn. I thought my opponent was going to take, so knight f6, let me play knight d2. Still gambiting my e4 pawn by the way. If pawn takes, I'm going to play g3 and bishop g2, or pawn to c3 and queen c2. So knight takes, pawn takes, and then can I play pawn to g3 or pawn to c3? I think let me start with c3. Yeah, I want to put my queen on c2. There we see pawn to f5, and my opponent is playing very fast. So against this pawn structure, just play pawn to f3. This is how you break that pawn structure. If queen h4 check, I have bishop f2. There we see it takes f3. My opponent is just playing very fast. Can I take with my pawn? Yep. So that I can remain with a semi-open g file for my king's rook. So that's the strategy there. By the way, I could have also taken with my knight. For example, after pawn takes, I could have taken with my knight and start controlling the e5 square, but it's not much of a stretch, you know. So g takes f3 is just some kind of a strategic move. Next I might play knight h3 and knight g5. Yep. So let's see what my opponent wants to do here. Oh, it's my turn. Black played queen h4 check. How come I missed that? Anyway, I was busy analyzing without knowing my opponent made his move already. This is how I lose most of my games, you know. So my opponent played queen h4 check. I played bishop f2 and then queen f4, and there we see knight h3. I just played knight h3, attacking his queen. And queen h6 is played. Now I need to develop my queen on d3 and play bishop e3 next to harass, you know, my opponent's queen. Yep. So queen d3. And in some lines I can even castle long. I know if I play bishop e3 there will be something like queen h4. But in the long run I have bishop g5 anyway. So there's queen h4 check coming. And if I want, I don't even have to castle long. That's one benefit of playing the Alapin Gambit, you guys. And I remember making a tutorial video on this gambit. So you can check it out on my channel or just type Kasper Chess Alapin Gambit. Note Alapine variation. It's different from the Alapine variation which we play against the Sicilian defense. So bishop d7 by black. Now let me play bishop e3. Yeah, bishop e3. If queen h4 check, I'll just play king d2. Not even playing knight f2. For what? I mean, to prove what? So after queen h4 check, obviously I'll play king d2 and activate my rook like that. In the Alapin Gambit, you don't even care about castling short or long. You gambit a pawn in exchange for quick development. So queen h4 check, now king d2. My rook is activated. Everything is well defended. I'm ready to play bishop g5 next. Yep, so this is what I'm talking about, you guys. By the way, this is also playable in classical tournaments. It's also playable in, you know, standard chess. If you doubt me, ask Stockfish. Yep, Stockfish approves that the Alapin Gambit is a worthy gambit. So you can give it a try. It's just one of those gambits that take, you know, traditional players out of their comfort zone or their prep. Though it's not a wow opening, it's not a perfect opening. So it's just a strategic opening that you use to surprise your opponents. So I have played rook d1 in anticipation for bishop g5, and if castle shot by black, I have pawn to d5 or so. Okay, pawn to h6, stopping bishop g5, I guess. So what can I do here? Maybe play king c2 or rook g1 first, stopping black from playing bishop e7 or bishop d6. Castle long, king c2. I prepared all this, by the way. Maybe I should have played rook g6 before playing king c2. I don't know why I rushed. They say you rush, you crash. So, children of the Most High, don't rush in this life. Don't rush for anything. Be patient. Anyway, I have bishop g2. There we see rook g8 by black. So, pawn to c4. Pawn to f4. Why pawn to f4? I'm just stopping pawn to g5 by black. Yeah, I sensed something like this. And there we see bishop d6. Let me play bishop g2, controlling this diagonal. And I have pawn to b4, b5, a4, a5. I have a massive attack coming on the queen side. I have a feeling my opponent is going to lose on time, not by checkmate. But let's see. Pawn to b4, under 8 seconds. a6, so a4. So I'll play pawn to b5 next. Yep, like this time, just messing up my opponent's queen side. There we see knight a7. Now rook a1 makes sense. Or pawn to c4 first, just defending my b5 pawn. So now my bishop is activated, rook a1. So you can see that. I can see something like a checkmate here after sacrificing my rook on a7. Bishop b4. Let me get rid of black's bishop to oversimplify the game. Yep. So bishop d2, bishop takes, and then queen takes. I want to sacrifice my rook, by the way, on a7 to checkmate black. There we see a desperado move, pawn to c6. Can I take with my pawn? Oh, let me just sacrifice my rook. Then after king takes, I have rook a1, check. Or start with pawn takes, attacking the bishop. And then, yeah, this is checkmate. So, wait. This is not yet checkmate. I have to play pawn to c7 to deflect black's queen from covering the a3 square. Yep. I want to play queen b4. So c7. I want to play queen b4. Yep. Now I can play queen b4 as if I'm defending my c4 pawn. But the whole idea is to checkmate black. Yeah. Now rook a1 and take the light squared bishop, then checkmate on a4. Yep. So rook takes. Yeah. And then queen a4 checkmate. Pop. Woo! This is crazy, you guys. I feel like a genius. But anyway, this is a very nice checkmate. Very nice win to kill my opponent's hopes and dreams. I love this. Thank you so much. Though I'm in the business of promoting chess, my second passion is to make people quit chess. Nah, I'm just joking. Winning like this feels great, you guys. Let me know what you think about this game in the comment section down below. It's not about me, it's about the opening, just for your own information. I want you guys to learn these things and apply them in your own games. Right, now, time for you to go and check out my new E5 defense course, which I have also linked in the comment section down below. And I'm glad to say so far it has received a lot of attention and people are getting it like crazy. So it's an opening response that you try against white's e4 opening. You're going to learn how to play against the Scotch, the Royal Pace, the Bishop's opening, 3 Knights opening, the 4 Knights game, the Vienna game, even the Italian game. So it's the complete E5 defense course that I just launched with my team. You better go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.